Yo guys, how's it going? Happy Sunday. Today we're going to be talking about icons, again, for the second day, I know. The freeze promo's been good, don't get me wrong. What we've seen is some decent SBCs. Marquinhos was obviously a really great one, and obviously, you know, what we've gotten yesterday. But today I want to go over some icons again. Now this video is being pre-recorded, obviously. I am busy on Sunday, so I wasn't going to be able to record. So this video that you're seeing was recorded a few days before. But what we're doing is looking at icon trends. Now, the trends so far have been very similar. You know, prime icons opened up at very, very expensive prices, which is what we were expecting. So if we're going to go over to the FIFA 20 database here, and we're going to take a look at some of those primes. We're basically going to go over the prices and kind of predict what the current icons are going to do. I know a few people have been asking me about, you know, the best time to buy these kind of guys. The best time to buy really isn't very soon, I'd say. You know, what we've seen with icons is they actually do decrease a little bit over time, especially when primes are just dropping. But what we saw on Friday is we did see a good rebound on a lot of icons who weren't included. For that case, you know, Garincha, I think R9, the baby R9, they all recovered pretty well, and you know, the icon market did very well on Friday night. So we're gonna take a look at some icons here that you know. We're going to look at the primes, we'll look at a few prime prices as well as the mid, the bases, because the bases are going out of packs, and you know, the mids obviously are still in the game. So this is base Garincha from last year in FIFA 20. Now, what happened with the base one is you saw a sharp decline. Now, in December, right about here, this is when primes dropped. So it actually goes up a little bit, but after this kind of week happens, where, you know, a lot of this icon hype comes in, I believe we got another base icon SBC, if I'm not wrong, and this kind of spiraled down, and we actually saw a pretty big decrease in price. Now, I'm going to say we're going to see something similar once this kind of hype dies down for these icons. And the reason is just, you know, we're getting the whole prime team now. There's better versions. The mids will start to come down a little bit in price. But, you know, obviously the primes are expensive. Now, Prime Garincha, he came out in, you know, December when the rest of them came out. So this was the first day. Obviously, like the rest of them, started super high. So what happens with these icons? I know a lot of people want to use them. And don't get me wrong, go ahead and use them. But what we've seen that these guys really just long-term decrease a lot when they first come out. For the first few weeks, expect these icons to drop continuously, especially a lot of them opened up very expensive. So, you know, Garincha, when he first came out, 5.7 mil, and he just continuously decreased. Now, it seems just about every weekend, his price either flattened out or went up a little bit, and then, or rewards, and then afterwards you saw a decrease until around, you know, Team of the Year dropping. Once Team of the Year kind of dropped, it seemed that these cards flattened out, and they actually started to overturn, you know, for a little bit of a rise for a little bit until Prime Moments came out, which I believe was in February. Now, we'll take a look at a few more icons, obviously. We're not going to look at just Garincha, but I'd imagine, you know, basing off what we've seen this year, we're going to see similar trends. Now, we'll try and take a look at some different types of icons. So we'll take a look at Zanetti's Prime. Zanetti's Prime was something that was included in swaps last year. So this is the equivalent to, say, you know, Henry this year or something like that. Or not Henry, but, you know, any of these cards that are in icon swaps. You know what I'm trying to say. So this card opened up a little bit different. Now, keep in mind, this card had been in swaps for a while now. And his price actually opened up down. He went up a little bit, but overall there was still that kind of general trend. Once like January hit, we saw this kind of decrease and then a flatten out of pricing. Now, Zanetti probably isn't the best example to use, but he is a good example to watch as a card. He's been in the game for a bit now. Like, keep in mind, people were using his prime in swaps. We'll take a look at a card that is kind of mid-tier. We'll take a look at Puyol. So Puyol, he wasn't super usable last year. So when the prime dropped, What happened to his price is he started very, very high. Unlike Zanetti, this card, this was the first time the Prime was debuting in this game. We turn this to 3 months, move to December. So literally the same graph as Garrincha, a huge decrease heading in about January. It seems they flatten out, they rise up in hype, and then it seems around that February time, January they kind of flatten out, and then around February when prime moments drop, they start to decrease. With icons, they're always cards that you want to keep moving. You keep one of these icons in your team for year round. Likely you're gonna lose coins. That's just kind of how it goes when it comes to these icons. The prices are consistently going down. They're like the gold card. They're like the gold cards basically. They go down over time, just because they've been in the game for so long. We'll take a look at another icon here before we wrap it up. We'll take a look at a few different ones. So we'll take a look at George Best. Now his prime was obviously more of a really good one, a really good meta card, and same trend. He starts very high, and what happens is he decreases until about January, then he flattens out, rises up in February, and then goes back down for prime moments. Now, what I'm essentially saying is be careful with these icons. The best buy time seemed to be after January, about right before Team of the Year. And I guess the reason is, well, a lot of these icons open up at crazy prices. Now, I know a lot of you guys want to use these icons and all that. Just be careful when it comes to that. I know, and I know this video is 2 days later, so these icons probably have seen a pretty decent drop, but I think they're going to continue to go down as the bases will start to lose more and more value. We get more and more special cards. We're going to get Team of the Year, which Team of the Year likely is going to devalue a lot of these icons that are high tier, but not the top ones like R9 and stuff like that. Looking at some cards, I know a majority of you guys probably won't be able to get them, but like Eusebio R9, I had a few questions about these guys too. When the primes dropped, obviously they started very, very high in price. Eusebio started at about 10 mil in Xbox. The same trend kind of goes with these top tiers as well, in that they are going to, they're going to lose value. They start up pretty high. They come back down a little bit in December. January, February, they flatten out a bit. Now, Eusebio had some weird rises, especially on Xbox because supply was so limited. So be careful with that. But keep an eye on the PlayStation graph here. It's the blue one. Actually, we could just take away Xbox right there. This is a more accurate representation. Team of the Year drops, and then we get the prime moments. Then you see a little bit of a decrease. These top tiers don't. These top tiers are safe if you buy around, a safer price, I guess. So just keep an eye out for that. As far as those, more crappier primes, that we looked at, I guess we can look at an Inzaghi for one of you guys, but these cards should not do too well heading into, as the game progresses, they'll start to drop down. So, if you do want to try these icons, go for it. Seriously, go for it. I think it's good. But at the same time, be careful. You probably will lose coins. If you can get them off on a quick flip, by all means, go for it. That's pretty cool. We'll take a look at Michael Owen here. We'll take a look at his prime when it dropped. And his prime was decent, but really bad passing, really bad physicals. So his card was never great. Same trend. Opens up high, drops down a lot. Little rebound heading into January for Team of the Year. And then kind of just a decrease after that. So that is a trend that, we're going to be looking at. It's going to happen in FIFA 21. There's not a doubt in my mind. As you can see, a lot of these primes opening up at very, very high prices. R9 extinct on all consoles, obviously. Probably because he's not packed. But again, keep in mind, these prices are from Friday night, so you're not going to see the same prices. These prices will probably be lower. Like Eto, he's out. This card looks like a beastly card, man. He looks insane. But his price, if I was to guess, will probably end up being close to, say, 5 mil, or 4.5, 4 mil by Sunday when I upload this video, and it should continue to decrease for a bit as the base will eventually start to lose a little bit of value, and same with the mid. So yeah. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a thumbs up. Make sure to drop a comment if you have any questions. Primes look good, man. I'm really excited to see what primes bring. But these cards are going to lose value, so be careful. Don't get burnt. If you're going to use them and sell them. Don't keep them. Don't hold them for weeks on end. You're going to lose coins, especially right away here in December. If you do this in January, maybe you'll get lucky. You won't lose too much depending on the icon, so just be aware of that. Again, thank you for watching. Last time, we do this on the weekend here. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, please consider checking out the channel memberships. You can go in the description if you're on mobile, or just click the join button on desktop. You get some access to some cool badges and stuff in the chat and comments. You also get free investment tips on the community tab posts. Not frequent, but we'll try and get 4 or 5 a week out there, so it should be good. And good little filters for you guys to make coins. It should be good. But you guys have been asking of different ways you could support the channel, a few of you, so there you go. Again, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.